Many Westerners still don't know one of the stories of the most courageous men to live. His name was Witold Pilecki. Pilecki was a Polish soldier, officer, and resistance fighter during World War II. He is best known for his audacious mission to infiltrate and gather information from Auschwitz concentration camp. In 1940, Pilecki, a member of the Polish resistance organization called the Home Army, volunteered to be arrested and sent to Auschwitz. His primary objective was to gather information about the camp and its atrocities, as well as to organize a resistance movement from within. Pilecki was assigned prisoner number 4859 and spent over 2.5 years in Auschwitz, enduring the horrific conditions and witnessing the brutal treatment of prisoners by the Germans. During his time there, he secretly documented the crimes committed by the Germans, including the mass murder of Jews and other prisoners, medical experiments, and the overall functioning of the camp. In 1943, Pilecki managed to escape from Auschwitz with 2 other prisoners. He smuggled out the reports and evidence which provided crucial information about the Jewish genocide to the Allies. Pilecki's detailed account of the atrocities at Auschwitz was one of the first comprehensive reports on the camp. Yet nothing came of it, and Poles and Poland as a nation would go on many times to beg the Allies to do something about the German genocide, to no avail. Pilecki also witnessed the murder of many of his friends who were working with him to gather information about Auschwitz, as they too were part of the mission. What Pilecki endured was a living hell. Most of us would not be capable of doing what he did. Later, Pilecki continued his resistance activities, fighting against the Germans during the Warsaw Uprising in 1944. Unfortunately, the uprising was unsuccessful because of the lack of Allied aid, and the Germans captured Pilecki. He endured further imprisonment and torture, but managed to survive until the end of the war. Despite his heroic efforts, Pilecki's story was largely unknown during the war, and after the war, he faced persecution from the communist regime in Poland and was brutally tortured and executed in 1948 on false charges of espionage. He stated that his experience at Auschwitz paled in comparisons to the ordeal of being held captive by the Soviets. It wasn't until the late 20th century that Pilecki's story gained some wider recognition. His reports from Auschwitz were eventually published, shedding light on the horrors of the genocide and the courageous resistance work. Witold Pilecki's remarkable bravery and sacrifice made him an enduring symbol of heroism and resistance during World War II. His dedication to exposing the truth about Auschwitz and fighting for the freedom of others remains an inspiration to all honorable people to this day.